What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, we're going to spend a full day in the stunning seaside town of Hiriketiya in Sri Lanka. The beaches here are absolutely pristine, the waves are pumping, and it is definitely a hotspot for surfers. But the biggest drawcard is that it remains relatively unknown outside of Sri Lanka, making it a true hidden gem. So we arrived in Hiriketiya late last night and stayed at a beautiful beachfront hostel. It's a great place to stay with other solo travelers, couples, and groups of friends. But there are also plenty of boutique guest houses if you prefer more privacy and peace. We spent last night chilling at the hostel and getting to know some of the other travelers. There was a cool group of guys from Canada who have been traveling around Southeast Asia for over a year. We exchanged stories and then went to bed. Today we are going to start off with breakfast at one of the cafes, then spend the morning walking around the beach and maybe trying out a surf lesson. After this, we are going to go explore the local village, grab an early dinner, and watch the sunset over the Indian Ocean. So let's get into it. We started off the day with a walk down to one of the many cafes on the beach. There are a lot of great places to eat in Hiriketiya, but one of my favorites is a cafe and restaurant. They have a wide range of delicious breakfast options and fantastic coffee. They also support a local charity which helps underprivileged children in the community. I opted for the tropical fruit bowl, which came with mango, papaya, and watermelon and was absolutely refreshing in the heat. This is definitely something I recommend if you come here. And they also serve a mean latte. Make sure you bring your passport with you because they have a stamp on the wall. After breakfast, we walked along the beach towards the main surfing area. This is the best spot to take surf lessons as the waves aren't too big and there are plenty of instructors around. We got lucky because one of the owners of our hostel happened to be a surf instructor. So he offered to give us a few pointers. It was so much fun and a great workout. Most of the time, I was wiping out, but I even managed to catch a few small waves. I would say the best time to surf here is either early in the morning or late in the afternoon when the sun is so strong. If you aren't interested in surfing, don't worry because there are plenty of other things to do here. The beach is absolutely gorgeous, so you can spend the day swimming, sunbathing, and reading a book. You can also rent a kayak or paddleboard and explore the rock formations from the water. Hiriketiya Beach is actually a crescent shape, and at low tide you can walk all the way to the end. On the far side of the point, you'll find another smaller beach called Secret Beach. To get here, you need to walk through a natural rock arch that connects the two beaches. At high tide, the arch gets covered, so you'll need to time it right. When we were here, the water was a bit rough, so we couldn't make it over. But it is definitely worth a shot if you're visiting. As the morning progressed, we walked further down the beach and came across a local playing volleyball by himself. He invited us to join in, so how could we refuse? It was a lot of fun, and we even got to play a few games against a group of kids. They were seriously good. The kids ended up showing us the best spot to watch the sunset, so make sure you keep watching to see what that was. Around lunchtime, we headed back to the main area of the beach where there were a bunch of stalls selling snacks and souvenirs. One thing you have to try here is the coconut roti. This is a traditional Sri Lankan snack made of fried flat bread and coconut. It tastes delicious, especially when it's dipped into a spicy sauce. These guys make some of the best ones in town. Another option is the kottu, which is a popular Sri Lankan street food made with roti bread, vegetables, and meat or eggs. You can choose whatever toppings you want, and the chef will cook it all together in a large iron skillet. It's super tasty and a great option for lunch. Once we had fueled up, we set off to explore the nearby village. The streets here are narrow and winding, so it's a maze of little shops and restaurants. If you have two wheels, this is a great place to rent a scooter or motorbike and drive around. The main road does get a bit busy with traffic, but once you turn down one of the side streets, you'll find a whole different world. There are lots of colorful buildings and street art, plus a bunch of local kids who love to say hi to foreigners. Some of the streets are quite slippery and muddy, so wear appropriate footwear. We made it all the way to the top of one of the hills and had a great view of the ocean and surrounding jungle. On the way back down, we stopped for some fresh coconut. The owner even gave us free coconuts, and we sat around chatting for a while. There are also a couple of temples in the village, but unfortunately they were closed when we visited, so I'll have to save these for another trip. Before heading back to the beach, we decided to check out a viewpoint that overlooks the bay. The hike itself is not very long, but there are a lot of steps, so wear comfortable shoes. At the top, you'll find a small platform with a sign that points out various landmarks around the coastline. We could see surfers riding the waves, fishing boats in the distance, and the lush green jungle. It's a pretty popular spot, so be prepared to wait your turn for a photo. At this point, we were all pretty hungry, so we headed to one of the many beachside cafes for dinner. Hiriketiya has a wide range of international and local food. Seafood is obviously a big one here, and I opted for a grilled fish with some rice. The portions were huge, and it tasted delicious. Other options include kotu, which is a traditional Sri Lankan street food made with roti bread, vegetables, and meat or eggs. You can choose whatever toppings you want, and the chef will cook it all together in a large iron skillet. It's super tasty and a great option for lunch. Or try the string hoppers, which are a must-try if you're a fan of noodles. These are made from rice flour and coconut milk and are served with a variety of curries. After dinner, we made our way to the beach to watch the sunset, and this is where the kids from earlier had told us to come. It was absolutely stunning. The sky was a mix of pink, orange, and purple, and the clouds reflected in the water. We sat on the rocks watching the sun dip below the horizon and then turned the whole sky a deep red color. It felt nice to unwind after a busy day and reflect on everything we had experienced so far. And that's a day in the life of Hiriketiya. It's the perfect destination for those looking to escape the hustle and bustle of city life and immerse themselves in nature. Whether you're interested in surfing, hiking, or simply relaxing on the beach, Hiriketiya has something for everyone. And don't forget to grab a coconut roti for a souvenir. Anyways, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.